Hi everyone and welcome back. I'm Thorl Dicker, Senior Vendor Manager for ManageEngine here at Climb. One topic we're hearing more and more about from partners is IT Operations Management or ITOM. Customers are under pressure to do more with less, manage growing infrastructure, reduce downtime, and gain visibility across increasingly complex environments. Today I'm joined by Jay, Technical Head for ITOM and FSO at ManageEngine, to talk about how partners can position observability solutions effectively, where OpManager Nexus fits into the conversation, and most importantly, how they can help customers solve real business problems rather than simply selling another monitoring tool.
Thanks, Thor.
Nice to have you.
Great to be here. Yes, you're right. Observability is being very commonly talked nowadays because organizations need a lot of proactive monitoring and clear visibility of what is happening in the infrastructure. Hopefully, today we will give a lot of practical guidance to our partners. That will be a great help for them.
Thank you. Jay, let's start with the big picture. Why are we seeing so much more interest in observability compared to years ago?
Yes, Thor, you're correct. Because IT monitoring was being in a decade, that was being followed by many users and organizations. But the observability is, yes, it is very new and very impacting word, what we call. Because observability is people or the users want much more deeper understanding of what is happening in infrastructure. Like earlier, it was more of high-level monitoring of the devices and the performance metric, but now it is more in deep sense. Like it starts with the network layer and it goes till the end user experience. So you have network monitoring, server monitoring, application monitoring, database monitoring. So it goes in depth, and the user wants to have everything in one single pane of glass. That's the important aspect. We'll talk about that later as well. And also one more thing is there are a lot of changes happening in the competitor market in terms of pricing and licensing structure, which makes the user a little clueless, like what is happening and what will be the future of this licensing pattern, right? So these are the few key areas where you think the more talk of observability is happening now. And that is where we are going to focus today, like how to rectify it and how to give some transparent licensing structure and the product functionality to the user.
And that's certainly what we're hearing from partners. Many customers don't necessarily need more tools. They need better visibility across the tools and the infrastructure that they've already got to manage that. So if I'm a reseller speaking with an end customer, what are some of the warning signs that tell me an observability conversation should be happening?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because we have a lot of features and functionalities in the product. But from a partner perspective, we have to identify certain key aspects. Like the basic one will be availability, the outages, there are downtime, and there are slow running applications where the user might be clueless exactly is it a network issue or an application issue. So in that sense, it's more about like basic availability, SLA or monitoring perspective, and alerting especially. Yeah, that is the key factors or key warning signs.
And I think it's important to point out that often the customer doesn't come to you asking for ITOM as a solution. They're not actively asking for that. They come saying our systems keep going down or we've got poor performance here. So we can't see what's causing that poor performance.
Exactly. So it's all about the availability and the performance metric. So it's basically getting a clear understanding of what is happening in the infrastructure.
So let's bring it closer to the solution itself. How does OpManager Nexus help organizations tackle these challenges that they're facing?
Yeah, so OpManager Nexus is more about a single pane of glass, a unified console where the user can get a clear picture of what is happening in the infrastructure, right? So we have AI and ML based features which can more enhance the product and easily identify the root cause of the problem. And there are a lot of other features like intelligent alerting, integration with other third-party tools. So there are n number of features and functionalities that will be more efficient for network monitoring and performance.
One thing I particularly like is how quickly customers can get started on that value. They don't need a huge observability project before they can begin seeing those insights into their environment.
Exactly, yeah.
Partners sometimes fall into the trap of talking features first. How do you recommend they position OpManager Nexus as a business solution?
Because we have a lot of features in the product, but unless we identify the pain points of the end user and then understand what feature will be best suited for them, that is a main and important priority. Let's take an example like the customer or the user is asking for, I need to just stop monitoring for devices during a certain set of time period. So without understanding the real use case, we don't have to talk about n number of features, what is available in the product.
Customers are rarely buying dashboards. they'll buy reliability and visibility and confidence that their systems are running smoothly.
Yeah, exactly. So there are certain features which are relevant for certain set of use cases. So we have to identify that. So we have to probe questions in order to understand more about the use case and then give appropriate features.
Tailor it to the...
Exactly. Yeah.
So in terms of differentiation, there are obviously plenty of monitoring and observability vendors in the market. What do you think makes ManageEngine stand out?
Yes, so the unique difference will be zero-cost AIOps functionalities, and we have in-house patented ZIA platforms. There are a lot of other factors which comes into my mind, like in terms of pricing. We have very competitive pricing and very transparent pricing model compared to other vendors. And once you come into ManageEngine, it's all about integrated platforms. So you stick with ITOM or you stick with ITSM, but we have in one umbrella so that closer integration, very smooth integrations available within the product.
Yeah, so they're talking to each other, and and from a channel perspective, that predictability in terms of price and the technology being existent and in a steady way, partners will want stable products, stable roadmaps, and solutions that they can confidently offer, to their end users.
Exactly, yeah. So we also focus on the customer first approach. So whatever feedback we get from the customer, we take it as a priority and add it to the product roadmap or the enhancement. So in that way, we listen to the customer. So whatever we do in the product, we listen to the customer, we make it a priority to come up with the proper enhancement in the product. So that way the product evolves and it grows according to the customer requirement and evolve, right? So that is an important factor which is unique in terms of observability.
Yeah, and it's great for the customer and for obviously the resellers' trust in selling more ManageEngine. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So let's talk business. Why should a partner invest time building an observability offering around ManageEngine?
It's very important to partner to invest some time in observability, especially because it's all about, like as I told, it's an integrated ecosystem. So once you come with IT operations or the observability platform, you get to explore a lot of other offering what we have from ManageEngine in terms of ITSM or endpoint management or security management. So you have n number of almost 60 plus products in ManageEngine. So you have a better understanding and idea, like all the products and how they function, what kind of use case they satisfy. So that's one of the important factors.
Yeah, and we often see in OpManager Nexus becomes the entry point into a broader conversation around service management, security, endpoint, and then the overall IT management and security of the business as well.
Exactly. It opens the door for large set of enterprise organizations, right? So you get to know what are the other offerings we have offer, and that way you can do a lot of cross-sell and revenue growing opportunities. So that makes more money for you and for us both.
Perfect upsell, cross-sell vendor ManageEngine.
Exactly, yeah.
So for partners watching this and thinking, well, that sounds interesting, but I'm not sure where to begin, what would your advice be?
The very important factor is understand the pain point, understand the use cases, what they are going through in day-to-day operations. In that way, we can pitch the product, which we can understand the requirement and suggest the solutions accordingly. The very best thing is the showcasing the product. The quick demonstration of the product will help them to understand and look and feel of the product. And also if they are okay to do a proof of concept, in that way they can also understand the practical experience, what they can gain out of the product at the end. Yeah.
Well, that's where Climb can help, whether it's positioning the product itself or demos or opportunities, discussions on what they might need or technical support. We're here to help partners build a successful ITOM offering around the ManageEngine capabilities in terms of their tool.
Yes, you're right. So we are here. So any aspects of technical challenges, technical concerns, we are here to help them at any point of time.
Well, it's brilliant. Thanks very much for joining us, Jay.
Nice meeting you. Thank you.
So if you'd like to learn more about ManageEngine observability solutions, OpManager Nexus, or how to position them with your customers, speak to the Climb team. We'd be happy to help you identify opportunities and demonstrate the value of these solutions that they can bring to the end user. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.